What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Appreciate you tuning in. Let's get right into it. Things I wish I knew when I was broke. All right, now when I say broke, this is any time, or this is when I was living in my parents' basement, in a city like Toronto, which is pretty much like New York. Anything under $5,000 a month to $10,000 a month, right? Really wasn't doing much with my life. This changed pretty recently within the last year. I'm in the 5 figures a month digits now, so I finally can say this with some authority, okay? Everything I say, I'm talking to my old self, and it is through lived experience that I got here, okay? If this sounds harsh, I would encourage you to just sit through it, right? Because being broke is temporary. Poverty is an identity. But being broke is very temporary. It's a situation that you can change if you are determined to change it. All right. First things first, brutal truths. All right. Being broke is a choice. Say that again. Being broke is a choice. And you will only really realize that, it sounds arrogant. I get it. I'd probably click out of the video if this was me, a year ago, and I heard someone say this. How ignorant and arrogant can you be, right? But it's a choice. Right? Poverty, on the other hand, maybe not so much, right? Those are real restrictions on you, right? And also there's the identity factor. Give you a sense of where I'm coming from. My dad is from Congo, the Democratic Republic of Congo. My mother is from the Dominican Republic. These are 2 third world countries, and they're both in extreme poverty. Both of my parents are from villages in those countries, and I've been there. I've been to the Dominican Republic, so I know what I'm talking about here. Okay, this isn't like some privileged kid coming on YouTube, who grew up with money. No, I grew up on a street full of government housing in Toronto. Okay, being broke is a choice, and you will only really realize that once you've choosing to not settle for being broke anymore. You gain some momentum, you get some money in your pocket, and then you look back and realize that you could have chosen to do that at any point in time in your life. You could have chosen to stop hanging around with other broke people. You could have chosen to replace your habits with habits that are productive and conducive to success. You could have chosen, right, to learn skills that would pay you. You could have chosen to consume the right content. You could have chosen to stop wasting time. You could have chosen to move with a sense of urgency. You could have chosen to stop going to places and being around people, that are back and making you feel small. These are choices, conscious choices, and sometimes unconscious choices because of the beliefs we have about ourselves and what we're worthy of, the life we're worthy of. See, we might think we want more, but what we're settling for is what's around us. Right? How you know your level of self-worth, just look around you. One thing that changed my life, my mentor told me this, that I will never forget, is we manifest on a level of our self-worth. Right? You cannot manifest things that you do not feel worthy of. Why? Because self-worth what really means in practicality is I feel worthy of picking up the phone and calling this person. I feel worthy of asking this person for lunch. I feel worthy of applying to this job. I feel worthy of showing up in this place because I feel like I belong here. It's a sense of belonging in the activity you're doing, belonging in the stream that you're in, right? So if you want to get an idea of what your self-worth is, look at the people and the people, places, and things. I always go back to that. The people, places, and things that are in your current reality. That is a direct projection of your self-worth, right? With that being said, bringing it back, being broke is a choice. Now, I want to encourage you to choose to consume the right content. Make decisions that align with successful people's decisions, right? Look at how they choose to spend their time. Look at the content they choose to consume. There's a reason why these podcasts are so popular. It's because it's a bunch of rich people talking about how they got rich. So listen to them, consume them. The personal development stuff, reading the books and all that, it actually works, guys. It actually works, right? You are choosing to waste money. You are choosing to spend more than you save. You're choosing to waste it. You're choosing to waste it on vices, right? They're choices, guys. And they're well within your capability. And if you feel like the choices you are making are beyond your capability, that it's too hard to change, then you need to seek professional help. You need to come to someone like me to rewire your subconscious mind to make it a whole lot easier for you, right? Choices. The money we make is a reflection of the choices we make. I got that from Ozark. Great show on Netflix. Go watch it. Money is a reflection of a long-term, consistent series of choices. That's it. And it's a reflection of the amount of value you provide to society, but you must choose to provide value. So that brings me to point number 2. If you are broke, you are likely very selfish. Another arrogant point that someone might hate me for in the comments, and I get why. It comes across as ignorant and as arrogant, but remember, I was there, and now I'm here, right? And I'm telling you, if you are broke, you are likely very selfish. Why? Because making money is about being in service to others. You have 2 options to get out of being broke. This temporary keyword. Number 1, you start spending less than you make, so you can start to stack up. Number 2, you make more money. You increase your earned income. How do you increase your earned income? You must provide value to other people. You must get outside of yourself. Stop making it about you and how much you want to get paid today, and start making it about how much value you can provide to someone else. That is what I do every single day. Every time I get on here on Instagram, I ask myself, what can I give the world today? And then I make my notes for my YouTube video. Making money is about being in service to others. It's the same thing this is the same thing you do with your employer. If you have a job, you go to work, you show up, you're in service to your employer, to the business, to the clients and customers of that business. So for some reason, people get into entrepreneurship thinking it's all about them now, and they want to call themselves entrepreneurs. They want to post pictures on Instagram about entrepreneurial lifestyle and things like that. Being an entrepreneur is 2 things. Number 1, it's the greatest act of self-mastery because it's a test of will, not intellect, right? It's a test of your personal development, right? And number 2, it's about being in service to other people. So you got to be 10 times more selfless as an entrepreneur or as a business owner than you were as an employee for someone else. Because all you do is, not all you do, but what you're essentially doing is you're clocking in, you're doing the work, you clock out, and you have your personal life now. But being an entrepreneur is you're a brand. You are the business. So you're always thinking about how I can help the other person if you want to be successful, if you want to make money, that is, right? 3rd point, if you are broke, you are probably around people who make you think that it's okay to be broke, or you are around people who just don't care about whether you succeed or not. And why should they? Unless it's your mom or dad, why should they? Everybody has their own lives. Nobody's really watching you. Nobody's paying attention to you. Let's be honest, right? One of the things, and I said this before in multiple videos, that completely changed my income real quick was when I started hanging only around people who make more money than me. A lot more money than me. I showed you guys how to do that in a previous video. I think the one before this. And so it became very, very apparent to me that like I didn't fit in. You don't want to be the brokest one in the room. I mean, you do for development's sake, but like it's an uncomfortable feeling is what I'm saying, right? Because you'll feel like you are the only one that's not bringing much to the table, you know? And I say that loosely, but you guys get where I'm going with this, right? You got to be around, like, it's like if you hang around like 3 or 4 friends that all work out and go to the gym, you are going to end up going to the gym because you just won't fit in. And as humans, we have a natural desire to belong, to fit in, to have a plan, a pack, right? So if you are broke, seriously audit your life as a whole, and specifically the relationships and the people you have. The relationships you have and the people you're around. Because it's not their fault. They shouldn't have to pay attention to you or motivate you or anything like that. It's on you to find out the right friends, to seek out the right company, to consume the right content. If you don't have any successful friends around you, go consume content of successful people. It is like having them in your room or in your office or in your passenger seat. That's why podcasts are so great. That's why they changed the game, because it lets you participate in conversation with people you'd never have access to. My next point, if you are broke, you probably have broke habits. We are creatures of habit, and the habits we have every day compound in one direction or another, in a positive direction or a negative direction, in a successful direction or in a broke direction. They compound. So it's not 1 + 1 is 2 and then 3 and then 4. No, it's like 1, 3, 5, 10, 25. Like it compounds exponentially, gains momentum in either direction. So your habits, some broke habits, I call these broke habits. Showing up late. You get that one around people with money. Don't show up late. Be a professional. Showing up late, not having a routine, vices, dopamine overload. They control you with dopamine. They control the slaves with dopamine, right? They control you with dopamine, right? YouTube, TikTok, every day there's a new one. The Apple Vision Pro, video games, forbidden websites, all these things. The sugar, they control you with dopamine. Audit your life. And when you audit your life, audit your habits, all right? Next, I'm losing my voice, so I'm gonna make this short. If you're broke, never be above getting a job. And if you have a job, never be above getting a second job. You should be working your butt off. You should be working your butt off. Idle time is a killer. You either have time or you have money. I mean, now I'm at the point where I have time and money, but still, I'm trying to fill in the empty time with activities that are going to make me more money. So you should never just have empty time. Never be above getting a job. I'm saying this to my old self because I was arrogant. I thought I was too good for a job at one point, but I was never working on my business, or I was never actually making any sales or putting any content out there or putting myself out there. So what was I doing? I couldn't tell you. Clearly I wasn't making any money. That's for sure. So you can tell someone's financial situation by how seriously they take themselves. You can tell how seriously someone takes themselves by whether they show up on time, if they have a routine, their workout routine, their wellness routine, how addicted they are to their phone, devices they have, so on and so forth, right? I'm going to end this with this. And I posted this on an Instagram story today, but I'm going to reinforce it. Hear me out when I say this. With 6 months of unwavering focus, a sense of urgency, and giving it your all, you can change your entire life. With 6 months of unwavering focus, a sense of urgency, and giving it your all, you can completely change your life. Your entire life will look completely different in 6 months. I am living proof of that. And I used to hear people say that and I never believed them until I applied those things. And I did it, and I'm here now. And I'm so thankful, and I'm sharing it with you. Please, 6 months, audit your life, separate yourself, remove yourself, isolate yourself, listen to my content and other productive content, and go all in, guys. 6 months of discomfort, 6 months of embarrassment, 6 months of focus, of fighting for your dreams, and I promise you, your life will look completely different. Thoughts in the comments. Give this video a thumbs up. That's all I ask of you to boost it in the algorithm. Give it a thumbs up, give it a like. See you guys in the next video. I'm out. Peace.